I am Leah Hayes, and this is my contextualized vocabulary lesson plan for 4th grade. So let's start by saying our I can statement. I can develop in-depth knowledge of word meanings. So we are going to learn about some new vocabulary words today. Our first word is vista. Vista. Can you say it with me? Vista. Good. What is the word? Yep, vista. Vista. So a vista is a view from way up high. So listen as I use it in a sentence. Jake climbed to the top of the hill to take a picture of the vista below. Jake climbed to the top of the hill to take a picture of the vista below. Can you tell me why Jake climbed to the top of the hill? Right, to take a picture. What was he going to take a picture of? The vista. Yep. So the vista is a beautiful scenic view from way up high. So what do you think vista means? A beautiful view from way up high. Good. Where do you think that you could see a vista from? On top of a mountain. You're right. Yep. From a really tall hotel room. Yeah, you probably could see one, especially in the big cities where they're really, really tall. Yeah. On top of a hill. Yeah, you're right. Yep. The vista went on for as far as we could see from the top of the mountain. Have any of you ever seen a vista before? You have? Where at? When you were skiing? Do you know where you're skiing at? In Colorado. Was it snowy? Was it a snowy vista? Yeah, I bet that was beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so our next word is coordinate. To coordinate something is to match something up with something else. So, listen as I use it in a sentence. When Jake's mom had to coordinate her work schedule so she could go to Alaska with him. What do you think coordinate means? Yeah, to match it up. So when I'm going to be gone from work, I have to call my boss and coordinate a plan so someone comes in and teaches you guys. Yeah. How might you coordinate plans for this weekend? You would call your friend, and what would you say to your friend when you called them? How would you coordinate with your friend when you called them? You don't know? So if I called my friend and I was going to coordinate a meeting with them this weekend, I would call and I'd say, hey, let's meet at the mall this weekend. What time works for you? Okay, 1 o'clock. So we coordinated. 1 o'clock worked for her and it worked for me, and we decided to meet at the mall. So we coordinated our plans to meet at the mall this weekend. Is there any other time you guys have had to coordinate plans? You coordinate when your mom's going to pick you up from basketball practice? Yeah, that is a good one, because if you didn't, she might not know what time to pick you up. And you would just be sitting outside the school waiting for her. So you do have to talk and coordinate plans to make sure that you get to where you're going and then it works for the other person. Right, so what do you think coordinate means? To match plans or to make something work with something else. You're right, good. So our next word is interior. Interior, can you say it with me? Interior. Can you say it? Interior, good. So the interior is something that's far away from the borders. So far away, or it's on the inside of the borders or the outline. So I'm going to use this in a sentence. Jake wanted to explore the interior of Alaska, so he moved inland. Jake wanted to explore the interior of Alaska, so he moved inland. So he was on the coast or on the borders of Alaska, and he moved inland to the interior of Alaska. What do you think interior means? Right, it's far away from the outsides or the borders. Good. Have you ever had to travel to the interior of something? You're right, yep. So on the news, you've probably heard this summer, that there's bad weather to move to the interior of your home. So if there's bad weather and they tell you to move to the interior of your home, are you going to go stand by the windows and the doors and watch outside? No, what are you going to do? You're going to move away from the outside of your house, away from the windows, and you're going to go to an interior room. Right, so it's far away from the outside. Good, that was a good one. Can you tell me the name of a town or a place that is the interior of the state of Iowa? Actually, the Mississippi River is on the border of Iowa, so that the interior would be far away from those borders. The interior is far away from the border. Can you think of a town that's far away from the borders of Iowa? Des Moines. Yeah, Des Moines. It's almost in the middle of our state. So it is definitely on the interior of our state. Good. So our last word that we're going to talk about is route. Route. Can you say it with me? Route. What is the word? Route. Good. So a route is the path that you take to get someplace. So listen as I use it in a sentence. Jake's dad looked at the map to find the best route to get around the Alaska Peninsula. What do you think route means? Right, it's the path or the directions you take to get somewhere. Is there any reason that you guys would take a different route to school or to your favorite grocery store? Right, if there's road construction or a car accident that you had to go around, you're right. So you would have to find a new route to school. So I'm going to say sentence and I want you guys to finish it. We got lost when we took a new what? A new route. You got lost because you were not familiar with the route. So what do you think route means? Right, it is the path that you take to get somewhere. Good. Okay, so now I want you guys to get together with your reading partners from last week when one of you was the coach and one of you was the reader. I want you to find that partner. Make sure you take your copy of Alaska Adventure. And I want you guys to take turns reading from this story together. All of these words that we learned today, they are in that story. So I want you to read the story and think if in your head that if you understand the story better now that you know the definitions of these words. If you do come to a word you don't know, raise your hand. I will be walking around. I will come tell you what that word is. Okay, are we ready? Remember to be kind. To only talk about what you're reading. Right? Use inside voices. Good. Okay. Go ahead. I'll be around. So for my English language learning students, I would link these words to the matching word that is in their native language, whether that be Spanish or Chinese, whatever their native language is, I would match these words to the words that have the same meaning or definition that's in their language. I would do this in a small group or a one-on-one setting with them. So for Spanish, I think interior is the same word. It's spelled the same, it means the same. So I would link those together. For students with learning disabilities, I would be around, offer extra support. I would allow them to work with an associate, especially, I mean, if it's in their 504 or their IEP, they could absolutely work with an associate. And since I still have them working in their reading groups from last week where I paired them on their reading levels, where the top reader is reading with our middle reader, I think that that will really help them to understand the language better, and this reading the story again will just add to their language knowledge and their reading knowledge. So that's what I do for them. I don't know that I would have anything for TAG students for this lesson.